Hello everyone, so I'm going to show you how to do homework 5.5 in case you have any difficulty completing this assignment. So let's have a look at the question together. The question asked us to calculate the average value when the clock signal is high. So basically, the average value of this section, and this wider section. So you should get there are three high clock signals. So you should get three average value during those high period. How to do that? So let's have a look at the example here. So here I have a clock signal. It goes like this. These are just some random clock signal. And when high it is 5, when low it is 0. Also, I have a digital signal or analog signal. So it goes like this. And then you can see that some section of the signal is not within the high clock signals period. So now I need to calculate the average during this period, and this period. So there are three average values. So first question is, you know how to calculate the average value. Let's say if I tell you the index. So when we load in the file, it's all numpy array. That means it's an array, and then we can just separate the array by column. So this will be my signal. Let's just say you have a 1D array, which is a signal, and the other 1D array is the clock signal. I'm going to call it clock, CLK. So if I tell you that the index of this starting point is 3, and then the end index is 5. Here is 7, and here is 9, here is 12, and here is 15. So how can you calculate the average value? So that means this point is 3, and then there's another sample point which is 4, and here the high clock signal stops at index 5. And in between 5 and 7, there's another sample which is 6. This is index 7, index 8, and then index 9. Here is index 12, 13, 14, and 15. So basically what we need to calculate is the average of these 3 points, 1, 2, 3, within the first high clock signal. This is ADC 1, and then the average of these 3 points is ADC 2, and the average of these 4 points is ADC 5, ADC 3. So this is a signal, it's a 1D array. Then what function should we use to calculate the average of a subset of signal? So ADC1 equals NP dot min. Here we have a list. So we have a signal, and it goes from 3. Where should it stop? It should stop at 6 because the last index is not included. So signal 3 to 6 surrounded by np.min, this will give us the result ADC1. But in the question, it asks us to round the result to 4 decimals, so we actually have to use a round function to further round the signal, round the result value. So now you can see that the next challenge is how to find these point indices. So what we need to find is the indice of the starting point of each clock signal, 3, 7, 12, and then the ending indice of each clock signal, 5, 9, and 15. Let me create a file. I already created an empty file. Okay. It's called homework file transfer file bin. So the first thing we need to do is write down define clock average file name. So define clock APG file name. Let's just copy this. And then let's write a return. What do we need to return? They ask us to return three values, ADC1, ADC2, and ADC3. Let's just write it here, ADC1, ADC2, and ADC3. Okay, so um, in the assignment, it provided a clock signal, so we need to download this file and then put it in the folder where your code locates. So this is my folder, and then here I have already, this is my file. I have already downloaded the clock signal one. So I'm going to use data equals np.load.txt file name. And outside my clock, I'm going to call this function and pass the file name to the function. Therefore, when I'm doing the coding, I can do the testing at the same time. So this is the CSV file. And remember, like I told you about how to split the 2D array into separate columns. So we have several 1D array. It's easier for operating on the array. So here we have 12 equals data all rows column 0, and signal is data all rows column 1. Next, we need to find, let's print out and have a look at what is clock and signal. So print clock, print signal, SIG, okay. It says, I should delimit equals, comma, and then I should import numpy as np, okay. So here you can see that the the clock is just 0, 0, 0, and then 5, and then 0 again. So there are totally 3 sections of 5. This is the first section, second section of 5, and then third section of 5. And here is the analog signal, the actual signal. So what we need to do is we need to find the starting point of each clock signal and the ending position of each clock signal. So whenever the clock signal goes from 0 to 5, we know that it is the starting of a clock signal. And then whenever the signal goes from 5 to 0, we know it is the ending of the clocks of one clock signal. So I want to find, there are 3 clock signals. That means we have 3 pairs of start and end. I'm going to create a list called start and a list called end. I'm going to look through the clock. And as I'm looping through the clock, I'm going to find each start and end index of the clock signal. So if clock I equal 0 or 5 and clock I minus 1 equal 0, what does it mean? So if this I is 5, I minus 1 is 0, it means this is the starting point of a clock signal. So I'm going to put append, start append. What I'm going to append is the index. So this is the starting point. What about the end point? If the clock signal is 0 and the point before it is 5, that means I have a ending point. So this is going from 0 to 5. It is a starting point, and then going from 5 to 0, it is the end point. And actually, just remember that the end index is the index of a 0. So it's the index after the last sample of high clock signal. So here I have a look through the clock, and then I think I should have already got the start and end of each clock signal. I'm going to print out and see whether it has found the correct signal or not. Oh, ADC1 is not defined. Okay, just comment out. So the first clock signal start from 7 and at 133. Second one start from 328 and at 369. Third one start from 405 and at 449. So at least I have got 3 pairs, so it should be correct. Another way we can verify is we just print out the clock and let's count. Let's see, let's just count the first one, see if that is correct or not. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, 0 base 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Well, it's around 30, so uh, looks about right. So, by the way, I know the first one is 30, so I know this answer is correct. When you are doing it, just count carefully and make sure that the start and end position you found is correct. So now we have the start and end position for each clock signal. We can just use this index to get the signal data and then use np.min to calculate the average. So I'm going to say ADC1 AVG equals np.min G start 0, 2, and 0. ADC2 is the second pair, so it start 1 and 1. ADC3 is starting from start 2 and 2. This is I get a signal, a subset of the signal that is corresponding to the high clock signal. And this is not over yet. In the question, it asks us to round to 4 decimal places. So let's do it. ADC1 equals. How to do the round to 4 decimal? We use round function, the variable name, then 4. So let's just copy paste. And this is 2, 2, three, three. Then here, let's just put our return back. Let's run it and see what is the output. 4.7105, 3.9953, and now 3.7492. Okay, so let's submit it to CodeTools and then give it, see if it passed the test or not. So pay attention that when you submit your code to CodeTools, let's just comment out this type of testing code. And then let's download. Python. So here is my file, but the requirement asks us to name it this way. So we need to make it exactly the same as the required name. And then I'm uploading the file to my own account. I select my homework file, click submit, close. And then now I have my homework submission. I'm going to run the test on this submission. Run tests. And then let's go look. Okay, so luckily I have passed all the tests. That's all. Hope this video is helpful for you.